One of the most colorful characters in my life right now is Victor Thomas. He is known as Victor from Victor's New York Deli. He's from Brooklyn, and God brought him into my life through the music store here in town. We actually had prayer in his music store one of the first times I met him, and I invited him to be a part of our praise team, and God has drastically changed his life. Here's his testimony.
Well, let me just give you a quick background to tell you my life before Christ. And the background would be that I grew up in New York. And most people know that because you sure don't sound like you're from around here a lot. And so I grew up basically in a pretty violent neighborhood, unfortunately in a violent household, went to a violent school, violent neighborhood. And so music was my first escape. Music was my first release. So you all know me as Victor who owns the deli in town. You know me as Victor, part of your church family. You know me as Victor who plays music. Today I have to tell you that I'm also Victor the addict. The very first time I smoked a joint, I got addicted. It gave the devil a hold in my life that lasted 44 years. When I came to Lindale, my friend Keith, who invited me many, many times before I had the courage to step on the platform here at church and face the congregation and play music for God. And the most amazing thing happened. I'm playing my music and I'm getting after it. I'm having all sorts of fun and I'm thinking about the music, and I look up and you all are praying to God, and I'm seeing some tears streaming down their face, and I'm seeing people just worshiping the Lord. It changed me forever. Playing godly music to a congregation, I couldn't go home and smoke pot no more. I'm free of that, basically. As free as one ever gets when you're an addict. It's something that keeps on attacking you. It's something that keeps on trying to get you when you're weak. It's something that, even with God's deliverance, there's consequences you pay. And the consequence is, it goes into remission, but it doesn't go away. I have this gift of discernment. I have this gift of now what used to be my morning joint is time with the Lord. And I've read my Bible twice through since I've stopped. And I've started a Bible study in my deli. I've attended Bible studies with other people. I have a hunger for the Word. Had I read the Bible before? Absolutely. Is the Word speaking so much more to me now that I have a clear mind and a clear head? Volumes. And I'm here to help others because I've learned a lot in the 44 years I wasted. And this is a way for me to put back. So I hope that anybody that thinks they may have a problem with addiction will grab me on the side if you see me anywhere and talk to me about it. Because like the men God's put in my life, I'm not about condemnation. I'm about helping you clearly see, go to God, go to God. Hi. Since last I visited with you, life has shot me some enormous changes, as I've learned that life does. One of the first men I ever worked for told me, if you're good at change, you're going to make it in this life, because life is constantly changing. One of two things that I know that really doesn't change is God is still on his throne, he is still all about love, and he is still all about us. The second thing, unfortunately, that doesn't change is that's exactly the opposite of Satan's game plan for you. And he comes after you viciously, mercilessly, and at the times you're your weakest. So I'm here to tell you that, unfortunately, I'm not one of the people whose addictions got cured and I've never looked back. No, my addiction has needed vigilance, a close relationship with God, and even more importantly, or as importantly, was the support system of men in my life that believe in God and have a daily relationship with God, men that I can trust. He built this support system in a very different way, as he always does. In my life, God always is the God of twists and turns and things that I wouldn't expect. And one of those twists came when I lost the deli. But then a year after struggling and teaching me a bunch of lessons, he graciously and miraculously gave me my first love back, which was the music store that I opened in 2004 here in Lindale, Texas. Well, since that took place, I felt an urge, a need to what can I do for God, for his people through this business. Just with that desire, one by one, God started giving me visits. He sent people to visit me. And that ministry is two-sided, because as I help them, God helps me. And so I've been totally blessed by Keith joining my team early on when I opened the music store, becoming the music teacher here. Together we began a Friday morning men's Bible study class that started with just 3 of us, and now we're having to expand the back conference room area to handle all the men that come with no advertisement. And so during this time, life struggles never stop. The devil never has stopped battering me. And a couple of times during this past 3 or 4 years since I last spoke to you, I have struggled. I have fallen. Blessed to say, I didn't fall to the bottom. I fell down a rung, and through reestablishing what saved me the first time from my addiction was not focusing on the problem, but focusing on my personal relationship with Christ. Being blessed during this time, having formed friendships and relationships with others that have come alongside of me and come next to me, that I was able to trust them in these Friday morning meetings and say, men, I need your prayers, I need your help, even though I've helped many of you and brought you here, truly with a minister's heart. Now this minister is in trouble and needs you to come around me. These men they've laid hands on me, they've prayed with me, they've helped me get victory again, and helped remind me that a relationship with Christ means vigilance, means you do stay awake, you don't fall asleep on the job, and you stay awake and you pay attention and you stay close with God and you fight the good fight every day. And when you do that, God blesses you in so many ways, and he has blessed me in so many ways. Not the ways that so often we look for in this life, not with an abundance of finances, not with an abundance of heartfelt warmth and relationships and true belief in God Almighty, and sharing that with men that share it back with you. I think life is like ocean waves. There are peaks and there are valleys, and when you're up on the crest of the wave, soon you're going to be on the ebb of the wave. Even though daily life, you would love to tell new Christians that, boy, just once you find God, life is awesome. Well, yes, it is, because he's always with you if you tune him in, if you bring him online with you. But he's not always there if you forget that you are in a battle, and if you forget how vicious the devil is and how badly he doesn't want to let you go. So I'm here to say that my testimony has been enriched thoroughly by sharing my God with others and then them sharing it back with me. We call our group of men's Bible study Gladiators for his glory, and it couldn't be more so. Gladiators are prepared for a fight. Gladiators carry a spiritual sword with them, and that's what we do in this class. We get one another's back. We have accountability to one another. We trust one another. And if you don't have something like this in your life, I'm here to tell you, if you work, if you go out in public, you can create it. You can become part of somebody else's, or you can start your own. But where is the battle? Where is your mission? It's in your daily life. And it's in my daily life here. And I love it. And I love that God is a part of the work I do now, and that he brings men to me to help me minister to them. And in ministering to somebody else, God ministers to you most of all.